So I already did my base and eye makeup and lips and all of that off camera. And now I'm gonna move on directly to the lashes. So first what I like to do is just put a thin layer of mascara on my top and bottom lashes. I have a mirror right here. Just one basic coat, just to give my lashes some stability and to make them look really dark against the false lashes. I find this to be especially important on people who have light lashes or like blonde hair. I always take good care to really get into the very corners and grab every single lash, coat every single lash. And if I didn't use falsies, I would just go ahead and put at least a second layer of coat of mascara on my top lashes, probably even a third one. And depending on what kind of look I do, I would put a second coat on my bottom lashes as well. So because today I'm not really wearing eyeliner, I want the lash line to look really soft. So I'm going to use the clear duo adhesive along my lash line. I'm just putting a bit of it out on a mixing palette. I'm grabbing my tweezers. I chose these lashes. They're quite long and curly. And just measure them, see if they fit with my eye or if I have to trim them. If I did have to trim them, which is not the case with these, I mean, I actually already did trim them. I like to cut just a tiny piece off from the outer corner. And what I do then is I take the thing that I cut off and put it back onto the lash band. So that kind of keeps the really elevated shape of the lashes and I don't waste anything on the lash band. So when I fit it onto my eye, I don't want it to come too close to the inner corner. I like it to start about here, because otherwise it can really poke your eyes all the time when you blink. It can be really irritating, but that's also personal preference and depends on how sensitive you are. I am quite sensitive, so I like to keep that space free. Now, for the lashes themselves, I'm going to use the dark duo glue. In general, I do prefer the dark one. Let me show you right now, because I only put a thin coat of glue along the lash band. Like that. Just a very thin, no blobs or anything. And I'm going to grab a spatula. This is a metal one, quite pointy and flat on one side, and has a little scoop on the other side. And I'm just going to run the edge of that spatula through the light duo, and I'm going to run this along my lash line. You do want, or I would highly recommend, that you put glue on the lash line as well as on the lash band, because glue on top of glue will stay on much longer. It will really hold all day. Don't want your lashes to be popping off after 1 hour. So I basically just draw a line behind my lashes. I'm just going to make sure that this glue has had some time to set. Oh yeah, I was going to say, I do prefer the dark adhesive, because I find that the clear one, I mean, it comes out white, right? And then it dries down to a see-through texture. But I find that I can still often see whitish blobs along my lash line, and I think that looks kind of gross. Like you still got eye boogers or something around your eyes. I really don't like that. So I prefer the dark one. But in this case, because I'm not wearing a winged liner or anything, I want this to be really soft, so I use the light one on the lashes and the dark one on the falsies. Now, I'm grabbing these like from the outside, but in the middle, like this, so I can really get in there, and then I like to position them in the center. Get right in there. Yeah. And then I just let them sit there for a few seconds before tucking in the inner corners. Can't see me. Like so. And I just like to adjust them a bit so the angle is how I want it to be. And then I'll do the other side. So again, grabbing the lashes in the center, running a thin and even layer of glue along the lash band. And I'm running a thin and even layer of the light glue along my own lash line. Doesn't really matter whether you start in the inner or outer corner. I prefer to make my way from the inside outwards with the glue. Now, if you're too lazy to do the entire lash line, you could just add a blob of glue in the inner and outer like end of the lashes. But if you have the time, it's really best to line the entire lash line. So again, I'm grabbing them a bit from the outside. Well, this has to dry a bit. That highlighter though, the highlighter I'm wearing is the Flexitarian Super Shock highlighter from Colourpop. It's really nice. Alright, so I'll drop them on in the center, like so. And then I'm just going to tuck in the ends. Like that. And the last step is I just use I'll get some mascara, and I want to kind of have my natural lashes really mix well with the falsies. So I just run a very thin coat of mascara through my lashes and kind of align them with the falsies. I'll also do a video on how to remove the lashes and how to clean them so you can continue using them for as long as possible. Because you do not need to throw them away after a single use. You can use them, I don't know, up to, depending on how good care you take of them, but I would say you should be able to use them 10 times on average. Right, that's that. That's the lashes done. They're very extreme compared to how simple the eye look is, but I kind of like it. Feels nice and comfortable, no poking or anything. Thanks for watching, bye.